All right, so there's a reason the Polaris Pro S 2026 feels far more refined than some other machines that are out there on the market. All right, so we've been on a lot of side-by-sides. These are some small details that they have coming from factory on this Polaris Pro S that you'll truly enjoy, and you don't notice in just a test drive through the parking lot when you're already sold on the machine. These are just a little extra when you get back to your garage and you're like, wow, this is why I bought the machine.
These are more so things that like Nate's obviously noticed after having some seat time in it. So he's actually getting to experience these, and this is why we wanted to kind of bring them to everyone's attention.
So like Jake said, these are some things I've gotten to learn while owning the machine. Again, like I mentioned, day one, these seats are phenomenal. They're the ones that came out of the Expeditions. Obviously, Expedition took hold of the utility side of the game. Their seats were raved upon. They're now in here. They're absolutely phenomenal. They're extremely comfortable. Your handlebar thing for your passenger to not eat your dash is awesome. I love that it's adjustable. I love that it's not super close here. I have tall friends, short friends. My daughter will get in here. She can pull it all the way back here, hold it. My fat friend gets in here, they can put it all the way forward. And even if you're a small person, I'm not, but like this would suck. It's just nice that you can push it all the way forward, call it a day. So that's a nice little fit and finish there.
While we got the door open, one thing that I think is a lot better, I guess fit and finish wise, compared to the X3 is like the actual door cards, like how it's a finished off actual door. And I mean, that might not mean a lot to like a lot of people because they're probably gonna be like, oh, that's added weight. Like we don't really care about that. But like when you're riding these machines, it's kind of nice to have a nice machine. I'll open the door on the X3 so you can see what an unfinished door looks like. Granted, I got door bags in here, but I mean, you pretty much just get plastic and metal bars, so.
But even just the finish on it, like it's like detail textured. And it's flush all the way through. There's no random drop-offs. That's a really nice finish. It's just nice when you clean it up. It's not clean now, but when you clean up your machine, you come out here and you're like, wow, that matters. And then another thing other than the handle is the storage. There's a lot of storage in this machine. We're gonna get there because that is a whole segment on how much storage this machine has. Now that I'm in the machine, the adjustability of the steering wheel is awesome. You can, I don't know why, but you can do this. You can come all the way up here to get in and out with comfort, and then you can come in and out. So you got the telescoping steering wheel, which is awesome, depending on how tall, short, whatever you are. That works. And then again, the seat is adjustable. So Jake brought up a really good point. We had a comment from one of you followers and we appreciate it. Like we said, the input, and we will hit anything you guys say to us, was this new gauge cluster. These are the options you have with this. So you can do this, mile per hour, RPM, engine, temperature, your service in 28 hours, 26 hours on the engine, and you have your different trips. This button right here changes between engine and mile per hour or RPM. So engine, temp, mile per hour, RPM is their top cluster. Then you obviously have your RPMs over here and your speed over here. I think this is a really nice thing they did here.
Ride Command, obviously, I don't think it's far more superior than any other mapping that anyone offers, which the only one I know about is the Can-Am maps, which aren't that good. Cool thing is that you pretty much have all the driver stuff right at your fingertips on the wheel, what you really need when you're kind of scooting through the trails, which is nice.
So we just covered all the nice little things in here. So when we talk about how to get in and out of the machine, one, you got a handle here. This button's super nice, there's no guessing. Jake mentioned this earlier as a Can-Am guy. He really liked that you come here and you can just feel it. So it's dark. Obviously Polaris killed it doing ambient lighting in this machine. So you can see what you're doing. But say you didn't have those, that notch is nice. You just feel it, you come out, you're out of the machine. When you're trying to get in the machine, it's just nice. Even with people that have never rode with me before, they'll walk up and they'll just feel, and they're like, you know, they'll do the normal look that you do, but it just feels natural. I'm gonna use Can-Am as an example. It's just weird that you have to, no matter what, reach inside any of these machines, but you're reaching in, you're trying to feel around, and you feel a cord. As someone that's never rode with you ever, they don't know if they're supposed to yank on that cord. But if someone walks up to this machine, they like, oh. So that's just a nice little thing that Polaris did.
How it's cut out, it's like recessed around there. So if you rode in any sort of side-by-side, you can pretty much walk up to this thing and be like, oh, there's something here, and then just grab it and open it, which is kind of a big plus for how they set it up.
So storage in the machine is phenomenal. You'll come in, initially you have your kind of like under radio basket storage. This is usually miscellaneous stuff that your passenger bring along. You throw your gloves in there or something along those lines. Something you don't care that could get dirty. You have your initial glove box. This glove box I don't use for too much stuff. My passenger might throw their phone in there or something along those lines. This is more for the passenger in my opinion. I keep my owner's manuals and stuff in here. I have power washed this machine a lot. It doesn't get wet in there. The seals on this machine storage are phenomenal. This one right here has a USB plug-in in here, so if you want to charge your phone, you can charge one phone here. Has a couple cigarette lighters, which are really nice too. I keep my phone in here. This is where I throw my phone, so if we're gonna get wild with it, throw my phone in, shut it, phone's safe. You have this glove box here, this glove box here. It's just nice to have, honestly. End of the day, it's just another storage place. This machine doesn't leave you wanting more storage, which is a great thing to have. There's a little space underneath the radio. You can slide your phone in there, but that's where I just keep the miscellaneous little things. Yeah, so with that, the storage in the machine is great. So you wanna come over here to the Can-Am.
This is the only storage you get in the X3. You get one glove box, there's 2 sets of goggles in here and a microfiber, and it's essentially filled up.
So now we covered all the storage that Can-Am offers you. We'll come to a couple of the fit and finishes on the outside of the machine that Polaris offers you that you'd have to buy on some other machines. So you have your tree kicker, or what do you want to call this? You have to install these on other machines. It's really nice to have. It doesn't sandblast this. The really fun thing that I found the other day was, I call them the wheel effer-uppers. Under here, there's a blade right here, and it's replaceable too, which is pretty cool. To take your wheel off when it gets worn down, but it's just above your wheel. But when you're out there riding and you know how it feels when you get mud or rocks or anything else kicked up in your wheel and you get that bounce and you can't get it out and you're out there trying to dig it out, or you go home and you power wash it, that scraper right there catches everything on your wheel as it goes by, so it brushes it off your wheel. If you get rocks in there, yeah, it's gonna scrape your wheel up. You're gonna scrape your wheel anyways. It's an off-road machine. That is a really, really, really nice touch though, for you guys to get in that red clay, that mud, and you get stuff packed in there. It's not gonna stay. It's going to come out, it's gonna get packed up on that spacer. Worst case, you come in with 2 fingers, you slide it out, you have a clean wheel again. You're not dealing with all that wheel hop going down the road from it being off balance. I just think those are some really nice things that Polaris offered.
From factory, that's stuff that you don't even usually think about, but it's just nice that it's there. Obviously the Can-Am doesn't have the wheel scrapers on it. I had to put trailing arm guards on. These ones I bought after I bought it, just to pretty much what Nate said. It protects debris from the front tire flying up and then essentially sandblasting all the powder coat off your rear trailing arm. So it's nice that that came with it from factory.
And it took me 300 miles. I mean, truly 300 miles to notice the wheel effer-uppers. I was back there looking at something else, found those. That's just a great idea, because you would never think you need it, never think you want it. But I do remember the times that I'm driving and I'm like, why is there just stuff packed in my wheels? I don't have to deal with that anymore. All right, so the true fit and finish of the machine is what surprised me. Just things not rattling, things not making much of noise, the attention to detail Polaris put into the minute things that don't really matter. It's just like Jake said, it's a pride thing. And people will ask, you know, what machine's for me? If you're looking at Polaris and you're like, do I want the Pro R or the Pro S? It comes down to a couple things. Mostly budget. So with the Ultimate, I've mentioned some other videos. I'm not gonna make up a number. I don't know exactly. I saved far more going with the Ultimate Pro S than the Ultimate Pro R. You are gonna save a lot of money going to the Pro S. If you don't want all the amenities, go with the Pro R Sport. I mean, you're not gonna regret it. If you're just a standard trail rider and you wanna have fun, Pro S is a blast. When I'm out there driving, I'm not like, I need more power. This machine is a lot of fun. It might be more power than I need at times. So don't think about it like that. This machine is truly for everyone. The Pro R has its people and it's a great machine. Pro S, you're gonna save a lot of money. You're not gonna regret it. I don't regret it.
Yeah, so I think the big thing is if you got, I mean, you got deep pockets if you're buying any one of these machines, a Pro R, Pro S, doesn't matter. But if you are at the top of your budget and you're like, hey, creature comforts are a little more important than just, I guess, raw power and having a 4-cylinder engine that's super loud, Pro S is definitely a smart move for you.
That's truly where I was. I was holding a Pro R Sport in this hand and then the Pro S Ultimate in this hand. And I went a little back and forth, but coming from the Polaris Dynamics, which had everything for 2019, didn't have audio, didn't have these other little creature comforts that do cost money. And like I said in another video, I don't have to put $3,000 in audio. That's I mean, truly go snag that Rockford Fosgate. I mean, it's an expensive audio system. I am now taking that money and putting it into tunes, clutching, and gaining 60 horsepower to the wheel.
All right, so I hope this video helped you guys in some way. These are the things that we kind of appreciate about the Pro S that stand out to us a little bit more than every other machine that most people aren't talking about. If side-by-side content's your thing, definitely smash that subscribe button. If you guys want to pick up some merch to support the channel, links down below to the website.
Pick up the merch. It's gonna help us a lot. We have some big, big surprises coming to the channel, and you guys are gonna want to be a part of it. See you next time. These are some things that